Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs and Pokeos. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I'll take my keys to go home. Didn't say I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can think of a thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun? Or sold my soul for the tongue? Or death since I was young? Or got some voodoo done?
Namaste. Namastizzle. Peace. Many blessings. Greetings. Shalom. Wazab. Namaste. As I greet you on this day of Venus, it's weird still for me to do this on a Friday, but today is Friday, the beginning of the weekend. Hopefully y'all had a great week. All right. A great week. It's almost time for the most wonderful day and month of the year. October is less than a month away. How about those Eagles? And so on and so on and so on. What's up, brother Ultra Instinct? How you be? I am great, especially since the Eagles won. Yeah, I know it's scripted. I get it. But I grew up watching football, playing it, in the neighborhood as well as in the military. So I still watch it. You know what I mean? That's not lost on me that all, sports in general is rigged. I get it, but I still watch it. So, and plus it was Dallas. So yeah, we had to win that one. But I'm great. Ultra Instinct, how you doing, man? Said this weekend I'm going to try and get to I'm gonna get back to my anime. I just finished the Thriller Bark arc in One Piece, and it took me a minute to get through that particular arc. The villains, the protagonists, they were irking my nerves real bad. So I went all the way down to one episode per day. So it took me a minute to actually get through that one. But other than that, I'm cool. Oh, you like the 49ers? Okay. I mean, it is what it is, but I got much respect for the 49ers. Just as long as not Dallas, then we cool. Peace, Brother Moore. What's going on, man? What is the deal? I swear I am still watching Lost, and Lost is so brilliantly written. It is absolutely fantastic, especially when you use your third eye or your first eye to look at it. You know what I mean? Decalcify your third eye. You can go sit in the sun. I mean, face the sun with your eyes closed and look up at the sun. If you want quick ways to decalcify your third eye, or get some L-Selene. Is it L-Selene? L-Selenium. Sorry. No, not L anything. Selenium. Selenium is the amino acid. L-lysine. I was mixing them up. Okay. L-lysine and selenium. They can help detoxify or decalcify your third eye. Blessings to the missus. It is it's hot. It has been hot all week. After we had all that rain last weekend, it's hot. Oh man, it's hot. It's hot all over the country though. So I don't know about the winter. Just be prepared. I'm seeing people on or on around my Facebook saying, prepare, stock up on food. This is a warning I've been giving out for the past 5 years. You should be doing that already. All the hints that they have given you, they can't be more blatant with the hints. Check out the one I told you, 5 Elements of Fog Hill, and this is new one, Gotcha Kuda. Wow, I'm gonna have to, you know what? I gotta write that down because I am not gonna remember that. I bullshit you not, bro. I am not going to remember that. Oh, and then that happens. Then that happens. Here we go. All right, so just give me 1 second, y'all. Fear of a. Give me one moment. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let's see. I think this is one of the ones that I was trying to talk to y'all about the other day. No, it's this one. Give me 1 second. I'll set it up here. Is the volume low on this? Ugh.
Bobby Hemmett has been captivating audiences with his brand of exploratory scholarship. His focus has been on the mystical mastery system, which includes metaphysics, mysticism, and the esoteric side of ancient religion. Understanding the subconscious mind and higher levels of spirituality. This is a result of over 10 years of intense research and scholarship. His topics deal with anything from UFOlogy, gnosticism, Satanism, current events, and advanced research into primal cultures on Earth such as Lemura and Atlantis. He also deals with the mysteries of melanin in its higher spiritual phase, and in addition, research the astronomical mysteries of the star system, Sirius, and beyond. Born in Los Angeles and raised in Mullen, South Carolina, Bro Hemmett is a graduate of Benedict College in Columbia, South Carolina, where he majored in art. In addition, he studied computer art at Clark Atlanta University. Bobby Hemmett at one time was a well sought after shoe designer, developed his own shoe line before Truth called. Discontent with the fame and fortune, he wanted answers and began his relentless study for the truth. Inspired by Dr. John Henry Clark and Dr. Joseph Ben Chuck Cannon, he is considered one of the younger scholars who has taken the legacy of these grads to an exploratory, futuristic level. Bro Hemmett has written 4 books. Human, what was that? Artificials, okay, not autocrats. AWOS, Titan 1, and Titan 2. Welcome, Bro Hemmett.
All right, I will come back to that. I will come back to that. Sorry about that. Namaste. Happy Friday, Katrina. Katrina, you sent me some great ones. I'm going to show them today. Peace, Lixer. How are you? L. Arginine. I think that's how you spell it. I'm not quite sure about that particular one. Let me get back to you on that one. I'm really not sure about that one. Was wondering, are we asking? Yes, absolutely. Ask away. Peace, Mooney. How are you? Namaste. What's up? Yeah, question and answers. I will do my very best to answer your questions. Before we even get started, it's actually a lot cooler than ever in Arizona. A cool breeze in Arizona, really. Wow. Like I say all the time, two places that are hotter than Texas that I can think of is Arizona and Nevada. I'm trying to see, with all the things that's going on, I'm trying to see if I have to actually type this particular one out. But this is a spell. This is a spell that was given to me by one of my mentors, one of my gate walking mentors. It uses Jesus and God. But what you would need to do, you would need to replace Jesus and God with names and words of power. You know what I'm saying? Um, you can use like the Loaz names, or you can use saints or whatever, right? But this is to protect the body from the dangers of all kinds of weapons, projectiles, and guns, shafts, lancets, swords, knives, rapiers, daggers, and hellebards. Jesus, the true God and man, protect me, your name, from all sorts of weapons. From all sorts of arms and weapons, be they of iron, steel, lead, or be they nails, knives, or wood. Whatever was made and grew since the birth of Christ is now forged, or may yet be forged at any future time, of whatever material. Jesus Christ, the true God and man, protect me, your name, from murder and from cannonballs, from bullets and swords, from thunder and lightning, fire and water, chains and prison, from poison and sorcery, from mad dogs, and from shedding of blood, and from sudden death. Save me, Lord God. Jesus, the true God and man, protect me. Name, from all sorts of arms and weapons, and all those who desire to overpower me, cause that all their might and strength to be lost and be vain. No, I will never give out spells for gate walking here, sir. It's not going to happen. Oh, word. Wow, give me that. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to print it out. This is what it looks like. This is what this looks like. Okay. This is what I'm reading from. All right. It is from Egyptian Secrets by Albertus Magnus. Okay. It continues. Name, hold and arm your armament and sword or lancet toward the cross of Christ and his sacred 5 wounds and all my troubles and at all times, and command all shot and firearms, that they may fail to give fire, and all swords, spears, lances, and hellebards, and other pointed instruments, that their edges may become as soft as the blood of Christ who suffered on the cross. Yeah, this is one of those spells you will have to adjust. All right. And this is something that y'all need to start doing. Okay. Improvising. All right. Improvising. That's the only way you're going to make it. Like Bobby said, he said a few times, you have to actually put in his words, put your own twist on the magic, on the rituals, on the spells, yada, yada, yada. Okay. You got to put your own example. I gave a love spell in Philadelphia to one of my closest friends. She was trying to get this dude. She wanted as hers. He was a stripper. It was a stripper. I gave her the ingredients for the spell, right? And I'm only doing Wicca at this point. So this is how long ago this was. And she added sage. I'm not sure why she added it. She doesn't know why she added sage. She said the brother walked in. They had a date. He walked in and he saw her altar set up. He said he didn't say anything, but he had this like look on his face. Needless to say, that man stayed with her. All right. It worked. Maybe not the best example. It's the best example I can think of offhand. I'll reach out to you. I can assist you on that, family. I'll hit you after this stream. Okay. How may one obtain the original necromancy rites in grimoires? Like similar to Dark Shadows, Sumerian rites and grimoires. Okay, when reading it, doors start slamming, things begin to move. You get it. The original. You got to go to the source for that. You know, one of the best things that you can do, no matter what book, no matter what grimoire you have, it's best to go to the bibliography. You got to go to the source. Okay. I'm not sure I'm actually getting your question, though. You're saying how obtain the original necromancy rites in grimoires. Check bibliographies. It's the best thing I can tell you. Remember, I'm saying a lot of the stuff that I give out, you don't have to dig very far for it. All right. What I'm saying is I'm only going to give you so much on this channel because I have classes, I have courses. Okay. So I can't give out like deep secrets like that. It wouldn't be fair to the people who actually pay me to educate them and instruct them. It wouldn't be fair to them if I'm giving out shit for free here on this channel. All right. So I give out little things. Okay. Little things that you can actually look up. It won't take much. See what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Peace, Nikki Love. How are you? And I forget what state you're in, but how is it in whatever state you're in? Is it California? Hello, Lisa. How are you? I have made a great amount of effort to seeking for what I just text. All right. Are you wanting poltergeist activity? Is that what you're asking? That's what I think you're asking. I think a lot of us, everything was free, but I get it. I appreciate it. Everything was free. There was a reason they had secret societies. There was a reason the Golden Dawn had exclusive membership. There was a reason staying with the Golden Dawn. There was a reason that you had to do certain types of rituals in order to advance in the Golden Dawn. All right. There was a reason for Egyptian mystery schools. Okay. Everything was not accessible to the public. That's not true. You see what I'm saying? Everything wasn't free. All right. A lot of the stuff was not meant for mainstream. It was not meant for everybody to have. That may sound not fair, but it's the truth. You bought, what's up? Saint Cyprian today? You bought the grimoire? Is that what you're saying? Ethan? Ethan True. It's the first time I'm seeing that name. Yes, all the way. Okay. Like the movie you just stated. Okay. The movie. Even the free stuff you drop is super effective. Well, I appreciate you saying that. I do. Okay. But like I said, it may sound like it's not fair, but there's a reason for all of that. You know what I mean? You have a lot of mentally unstable. Can you imagine if magic was accessible and practiced by everybody in a mental institution? Can you imagine the havoc they could use? They could not use, but that they could create? Can you imagine the chaos that could happen if people who were absolutely fucking crazy and out of their minds practice magic? Insane, like I'm literally insane. Can you imagine what kind of damage they can do? Now picture that, and you have millions of people doing that. Because the state of the world is this is one big ass mental institution that we live in right now. Statue for necromancy. Okay, that's what's up. I'm sure you paid a pretty penny for that. I'm learning that there are a lot of people, even the ones who claim they are stable, big YouTubers too. Okay, mentally deranged, right? Not only that, let me reiterate something I've said before. Magic can actually cause so much more damage to your psyche. This is why all the grimoires have a warning in the very beginning. In the very beginning, it says, I'm gonna give you an example. Give me 1 second. I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you said all of that, Lixer. I'm very glad. Let's get this point. Because I think a lot of people, and I'm not saying you, but a lot of people think that just because things are out there, it should be given to everybody. And that's just not true. It's called, one of the books that I have my students read in my Black/Baneful Magic class is called Secrets of the Black Temple. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Not coming up. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm looking, y'all. Just give me one moment. I want y'all to see the warning this one gives. It'll take me just a second because that's a great point. And like I said, I appreciate you asking. I do. I found it. Ha, 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 ha. Oh, shit. I lost it that quick. Why is it disappearing? Must not be meant for me to pull it up this book today. Book really does not want to open. All right. What is... Oh, that's fucking with me now, y'all. Just give me a second. People are crashing out. Understatement of the century. Understatement of the century that people are crashing out. I just saw on Instagram where they looted in downtown Los Angeles. They looted a Apple store. Give me a second, I'll pull it up. They looted an Apple store. Understatement of the century. People are crashing out like there's no. Whoo! Look at this shit right here. Downtown Los Angeles. Y'all see that? That's in downtown Los Angeles. Downtown Los Angeles. I would think that would be the last place where people want to try and steal like that on a large level like that. You know what I'm saying? You right. Thank you. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. I'm still gonna pull up as soon as I can get it to open up. What's up, Zoboy? Up in this motherfucker. Peace to Kezi. What's up? Legacy Sigma. Peace and blessings. Peace, Wolverine. What's the deal, man? How you? Very dystopian. Oh my God. I'm seeing, man, I don't know how many times I can say it and not get on y'all nerves with saying it, but the clips that I've been watching, the people are just losing their minds in a way that it hasn't happened prior to 5 years ago. If it's okay, if I may suggest to you to try to restart the computer system. Oh, I'm not sure what's going on. You know, it should. This is my Google Drive, so it should just open. So I'm not sure what's going on. I'm trying to open it, and it's just not opening. There we go. Here we go. I finally did it. Thanks for the suggestion. What's up, Tosh? How is Chicago? You know, motherfuckers, they crash out heavily in Chicago, but it's everywhere, y'all. It's everywhere. People are crashing out. That's why I said part of this is saying, you know, be aware of people's actions and their behaviors. Warning, this book can be dangerous. People's in ill health or suffering any mental illness should not have access to this book. Be warned, this is not a fiction book. It can lead you into dark waters if the instructions are not followed. I cannot be held responsible for any damage or ill health through reading this book. You alone are responsible for your actions. Basil E. Crouch, aka Basil LaCroix. This is Secrets of the Black Temple by the Red Spider. That's one of the aliases he went by. Okay. It's just a lot to this book, and so it is included in my Black Magic class. See what I mean? Crashing out is just, there's more. I mean, there's absolutely more. People are crashing out, and not only that, they learned. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that you see on display in a phone store is not anything. There has no value. You know what I mean? It's not a phone. You know, you think they would be that dumb? Like, seriously? So once it leaves the store, it can be tracked. And then you just hijack something that was worthless and can lead the cops right to you. Big ass dummy. You big dummy, like Fred Sanford used to say. Okay? In this clip, this woman flattened her boyfriend's tires. Look what he does in retaliation. Look what he does in retaliation.
Oh, yo, I'm asleep. Yo.
Watch him.
What the you got a camera for?
Y'all know I be, sometimes you see stuff on social media and it bring a tear to your eye. See, she thought it was gonna be okay for her to vandalize his car, but he was outside. See, he wouldn't sleep. He was right there. And before she can get done trying to do what she was gonna do to his car, he did it to her car. And he ain't just do a little bit. No, hell no. If you go low, I'm gonna go to hell.
Right.
He told that up.
Watch what he does.
Oh, bitch. Oh,
Yo, come on, yo, come on, bro.
what the what the fuck? Yo, this nigga, what the yo, yo, I'm asleep.
Right. So, she thought that she was going to get away with flattening his tires. This motherfucker said, hell no, fuck you, and tore her shit up. You know what I mean? LA been crazy. I'm not surprised. They did a whole spell on California. Really? We're going to have to talk more about that one. Close out. Yeah, I had to do all that. It's crazy in Chi-Town. Oh, man. The stuff. Yo, pleasure. Okay. That book. Yeah. I don't give out that particular book. That's. Can you purchase it? No, sorry. I can't give you that book. Sorry about that. Can't do it though. Thanks to cell phones, people don't use their right. Exactly. They don't use their credit. They think, and you know what? It's cameras everywhere. That's why I'm amazed. I am amazed at all of the people who are stealing right now. There's a lot of retail theft, mind you, which I said was going to happen. Okay. I knew people was going to steal out of necessity, not stealing just to steal, but out of necessity. Okay. Because the prices are going high. And I told y'all, they are not raising prices to combat the tariffs. That's bullshit. They are raising the prices just because they can. And they know people need shit. And so that's why I tell y'all, be a chameleon and adapt. All right. We are not through with the clips, y'all. Okay. Talking about people crashing out. All right. You cannot tell me that the jab ain't have a lot to do with people crashing out the way they are right now. For instance, this clip, shout out to my homie Katrina, who sends me this one. Stop it right here. Never in my life did I think someone would shoot at our home over a car they couldn't steal because it won't turn on. I saw the bullets fly, just hitting and shattering everything. So because the car wouldn't turn on, he shot up the car. Door pause. Crashing out. Pay close attention to the behaviors, people. Pay close attention. What's up, Rebecca? Hey, good to see you. From people are oblivious. You ain't been seeing what's been happening with Young Thug. They'll be programmed to be ignorant. I heard about Young Thug. I'm very unaware of what's going on. That's on me for not actually caring. If you want to say that, yeah, I actually not caring enough to pay attention. I have no idea what's going on with Young Thug other than he's being mentioned a lot. The greed of the corporate elites will bring back bank robbery. Just watch. Probably, you know what? I'm in total agreement. Total agreement. Remember, this is an experiment, even though people say this is some kind of conspiracy theory. It's playing out right in front of you, but this is a conspiracy theory. Okay. They are doing shit just to do it. I promise you, that's what's going on. How may one obtain the information in that book? How does one have to purchase your class? I mean, you can buy it. You can take the class. It's called Black Magic / Bank. Honestly, I wasn't even going to. I really wasn't even going to include that. I wasn't going to include that in any of my courses. I wasn't going to do that. I just have this internal thing with me, a code, if you will, about being responsible, not enough to like unleash, like to give that kind of information to people. If you look back over the 10 years that I've been doing this, you have not seen me give out one curse. I've never done it. You know, I would rather not do that. I would rather not be responsible for someone being irresponsible. Right. He shot up the car because it wouldn't turn on. Oh, man. I go for hours on this particular subject. You know what I mean? I can go for hours. If you are thinking about going to the other side, sisters, I mean, people are doing it anyway. Check this out. This is what happened. He gets 72 years for unaliving his black wife, leaving her unrecognizable. Unrecognizable. If sisters would pay close attention to the way, it's not just that they're unaliving sisters. It's the way they're doing it. It is like in brutal fashion what they're doing to sisters. You know what I mean? It's brutal. Okay. It's not to say brothers don't do it, because everybody does it, but I'm saying it's the way those people are doing it. Believe me or don't. This ain't the Matrix. This the Twilight Zone for real. You know what I mean? For real. I'm telling y'all, look at those body cam videos that I've been telling y'all about. I am flabbergasted. I haven't used that word in a while. I am flabbergasted at the amount of people who saying the same things like, don't touch me. You're getting arrested. How are they supposed to put you in handcuffs? Don't stop touching me. Stop touching me. Stop touching me. Stop touching me. You know what I mean? It's yeah, had the extra door pause for that one. Folks are talking reckless on recorded lines and short, but that's all. I say that to say that people are pushed to be less. Oh, absolutely pushed to be ignorant. Pushed that way. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. I have some more in my saved. I'm sure I saved some. If I can, yeah. In Louisiana, 2 years ago, in Louisiana, four teenagers, they carjacked an elderly, a 75-year-old woman. They carjacked her. Her arm got stuck in the seatbelt, and they dragged her for about, I can't remember the amount of time, but they dragged her. Severed her arm, stripped her naked. This is what happened as a result of them dragging her. And she died. 75 years old. However, this is the clip that I think AI is making its rounds on social media. This is the clip right here. I don't think it's related. I don't think this is the case. But this is the clip. Look at this.
You know what's going to happen to you when you go to prison.
4 teenagers murdered a 73-year-old grandmother, but shouting and dancing in court.
I hope you get exactly what you deserve in prison, and you know what's going to happen to you when you go to prison.
4 teenagers murdered a 73-year-old grandmother, but shouting and dancing in court.
I hope you get
the fact that these teenagers are laughing and throwing up signs should show you just how programmed these youth are to be ignorant. They don't realize what they're doing. You know what I mean? I don't think that case is related, but I want to say I'm almost certain it's not related, but that's the clip it's attached to, if that makes sense. Yeah, I hate to have to do hexes. Right. I don't do hexes myself. You know what I mean? And my life has to be threatened, you know. Right. I even said that. Thanks, Mooney. I even said this. I said this on my Facebook earlier this week. Make mental institutions great again. You know what I mean? It's too many crazy motherfuckers walking around here. Young Thug came out and said all the rappers, especially the ones in Atlanta. Oh, is that what happened? Okay. Greetings, Mind 9119. Greetings. How are you? That's what happened? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Remember I said earlier this week that movies, and the reason that I suggest them is because they're nothing but learning tools. They are visual learning aids. All right. Seems like still only a few people get that. Here is a clip. Here's a clip that goes to show you why certain series matter. American Gods, Westworld, Watchmen, Lovecraft Country, Supernatural, Manifest, the OA, Man Who Fell to Earth. The very first comment. These shows aren't just clever, they're coded. Every god, rebel, angel, timeline, or villain is really you in disguise. From Lucifer to the OA, Loki to Westworld, these aren't stories, they're spiritual reminders dressed as entertainment. All right. And then they're listed here. Shows you, like, remember, I'm on the Lovecraft Country right now. I'm on episode 8. Each episode is a spell, a battle for spiritual reclamation, ancestral sovereignty, and rewriting the timeline. I love Loki and the actor who played him. I need to get to season 2. Supernatural, big fan. I've not seen Manifest, nor the OA, or Lucifer, or the Man Who Fell to Earth, so that's on me. But Watchmen, of course. American Gods, of course. I also have not seen Westworld. All right. Okay. More excuses. Thank you. Thank you. Giving them the ammunition they need to do whatever they want to you. And like I said, where are these young people coming up with cops can't touch you if you're a minor? They're getting that information from somewhere. Greetings, Isaac Thoth. What's up? Not quite. He also called Andre 3. Yeah, he's been hating, but begging mixed into the hating. Really? Okay. I'm going to have to catch up on that. What do you think about people who use hexes for target practice? It's irresponsible to use a hex for a target practice. That is very irresponsible. You can really hurt somebody doing a hex. You can really hurt somebody. You know what I mean? It's not a game. You know, you can really fuck someone's life up with a hex. And I remember in 2019, I spent the majority of that year removing generational hexes. Okay? Because no matter what this family was doing, bad shit constantly happened to them. It was a generational curse. Curses hurt you worse than a physical battle will. We can recover from a fight, but a magical curse properly directed and aimed, specifically can really hurt you. I'm not responsible for that. Like I said, it's irresponsible to do stuff like that. There's a lot of spiritual immaturity in that, you know what I mean? Because then people come and they find out there are people who are stronger than them. And they can get unalived that way. Okay? You piss off the right person, they're going to come at you. And they're going to make you bend to their will. They're going to hurt you badly. I've seen this happen. I gave you, in case you never heard this particular comment or story before. I tried to intervene with a 1-year practitioner versus a 30-year practitioner. I warned the 1 year, do not go up. Don't try him. He's been doing this way too long. You're just now coming in. He did it anyway. He wanted to do it as target practice. And he was like, oh, no, man. You know, and I couldn't convince him no matter what I was saying to him. I was like, all right. That guy, the 30-year-old practitioner, found out who was trying to hex him and completely shut this man down, where I was damn near begging her, all right, he's had enough. Can you please, you know, he didn't know. That practitioner was like, fuck him, fuck his family, fuck his ugly ass newborn. He didn't care. That man should have never came to him. I was like, but I wasn't getting in the middle of that. I was like, no, no, not that I was scared. It's just not my fight. See what I'm saying? So I pinpointed the Gatewalkers dialogue where Terrain Hicks said, you know, the ones we came up around, like around 2008, 2000, somewhere around there. He said the magical practitioners that was out then, they was with the shits. They was with magical wars. You know what I mean? That can hurt. I can't stress this one enough. I can't say it enough. But I don't want to keep sounding redundant. I think it's very irresponsible. Just finished Lucifer last week. Okay. So that's one I should check out then. That means it's a lot of irresponsible people. They do it to feel justified. Yeah, people do it just to feel justified. Yeah. How can we properly work with Pazuzu? Oh, Pazuzu. Pazuzu was mentioned. Excuse me, not mentioned. Pazuzu was mentioned. I said mentioned again. Pazuzu was featured in The Exorcist. That is the demon that they showcased in The Exorcist. I saw it as very, very interesting how in one scene in the beginning, you had a Catholic priest and you had a statue of Pazuzu directly across from each other. You know what I mean? Catholicism versus the Babylonian system. Look who won. Look who won. Pazuzu is an ancient demon. Very ancient Babylonian demon. He was so powerful, they actually summoned Pazuzu to fight off other demons. You get that? It was evil to fight evil. That's how much they believed in Pazuzu. I wouldn't suggest it unless you're in an adept. I would not suggest that. Okay? I wouldn't suggest it at all. The more chthonic a deity is, the more powerful it is. Think of True Blood if you've ever watched True Blood. Every vampire who was old or ancient was more powerful. Like, what was his name? Russell Edgington in True Blood could beat everybody. He could beat everybody, even blonde hair vampire. What was his name? That all the women was going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over him. Not Bill, the other one. Shit. It'll come to me. Not Poltergeist, Brother Moore. Not Poltergeist. It was The Exorcist. Eric. It was Eric. Thank you. It was Eric, the Viking. Right. Eric. It was Eric. He was more powerful than Eric. And Eric was very strong and powerful. But Russell Edgington was even more powerful. So I said that to say, that's why I say the older systems are the ones you should be studying if you are trying to go. If you're going for power, you go with the older ones. You go if you just want something to work right now, you go with these new grimoires that, or you go with the TikTok witches. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't suggest working with Pazuzu at all. Adults are going to do what they want to do, but I would say that's for an advanced occultist. That's what I would say. All right. Properly working with Pazuzu, you got to have a strong foundation, I would think. That's not something I'm surprised, honestly, that you asked that question. Because that's not one of those deities that you just talk about properly working with. You know what I mean? What would you summon him for? That would be my next question. Why would you have any interest at all in working with him? I'm not trying to steer you away or anything like that, because you are an adult. You can do whatever you want to do. I said I wouldn't suggest that. Yes, Russell. Yes, he was a beast. And yes, it was Eric. Right. I heard. I saw on an Instagram clip while they talk about these Labubu dolls. People are going crazy for it. I'm like, are y'all fucking insane? Are y'all seriously? How fucked up is it that this is the new trend that's going on right now? How fucked up is that? How fucked up is it they trying to get people to work with Pazuzu in a doll? Like I said, certain things were kept secret for a reason. It is insane to me what people gravitate towards. It is insane. When I was in and out of the psych ward, I saw many bats, very painful when I was weak. Wow. Bats, huh? Bat totem. Monster bats. That's what you saw, huh? Okay. The bat totem. Y'all know I believe in totems. I don't believe you just see animals for no reason at all. It says right here. I'm sorry. It says the bat totem symbolizes change, adaptability, and rebirth, encouraging individuals to let go of old habits and embrace new beginnings. Those with the bat as their totem are often sensitive, nurturing, and possess strong communication skills, allowing them to see through illusions and connect deeply with their surroundings. Sure, that was a message for you, sir, Ethan. He's connected to Lilith, unless I'm wrong. Pazuzu is the king of the Lilu demons. Perhaps working with him, you will understand how to integrate these forces properly. I don't think he's connected to Lilith. Lilith is Jewish. Pazuzu is Babylonian. And I don't think the two go together, but I can't combat all the information that's going on out here right now. I can't, do your research is what I have to say about that. Make sure you're properly grounded and protected. Again, just my personal opinion. I have no idea why somebody would just want to connect with something that ancient, something that they use to combat evils. I recognized the pointy-tooth smile as Pazuzu on those dials as soon as I saw them. That's his calling card anytime he contacts me. Okay. Angel numbers can be very useful. You see them everywhere, and someone like Ani Osaru, he goes into gematria a lot. That's his niche. You know what I mean? I can't think of anyone else that goes into it. I know he does, but as far as someone I might know, I only know people on Facebook who go into gematria. They're very useful as like for specific points in your life. You know what I mean? That could be the spirit world contacting you. Pay attention to them. You know what I mean? Like I was telling somebody earlier this week, if you hear your name or a bell or something like that in a dream and it wakes you up, what it means is that you're supposed to pay close attention to that particular part of that dream. Where you hear like a bell, we've all had that happen. Okay. That's the same way I feel about angel numbers. Like I look up and I'm seeing 444, something like that. It actually means stuff. All right. So they can be useful in your day-to-day life, the angel numbers. I hope that answered your question. Gratitude. What's up, Cosmic Chaos? Am I not answering to your satisfaction, Isaac, though? Is that why you said that? Am I not giving you an answer? You said let's skip the subject. That's just my opinion. I don't have a whole lot to say on it. You know, there's not a lot that I would give out as far as, you know, working with specific demons. I ain't gonna do something as deep as that on YouTube. So my apologies for that. Are you familiar with Gordon? Well, Damon Brand, yes. Damon Brand, absolutely. I love his works. He is a beginner's magician, in my opinion. The books that he came out with, okay, it helps you get started, especially his books on money magic, on point. But Gordon Winterfield, no, never heard of him. Let's talk about that Javanese love work you mentioned, but I don't have a garden like it mentions in the book in order to perform the rite. A garden. Let's pull it up. I'm trying to think. Garden. The Javanese. One of my favorite systems is the Javanese. Powerful, deadly spells of the Javanese. You said a garden. Trying to think. What is it the trying to think which spell requires you to a garden? Which one? Can you be more specific? Hold on. What about if you woke up and hear a song in your mind? Is it a warning or a message? Nah, that happens to me all the time. I always wake up with songs. I mean, it could be, but usually it's like a bell or someone saying your name. That's what that usually means. But a song, I wake up with songs in my every single morning. I wake up with a song in my head. It usually has to do something with the dream, you know. But I don't think it's a warning or a message. I personally don't think that. I just don't want to skip it to keep it PG. I'm not offended. Okay. I was hoping you weren't offended. It's just certain things I'm just, you know, I don't want to be responsible for anybody's ill health or psychological damage. I don't want to be responsible for none of that. And I really believe working with something as ancient and chthonic as Pazuzu could lead right to that. They are both are. Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with every author of the Gallery of Magic. I'm more familiar with Damon Brand and Brother Moloch. Those are the two I'm familiar with. I'm not familiar with the other guy you mentioned, Gordon something Phil. Okay. It mentions somewhere that you have to stand in the garden or at your door. Okay, give me a second. Let me look. This is a love spell we're talking about, right? Garden. If you don't have I'm looking for it. But if you don't have a garden, here's one of the things in which you are to improvise. All right, improvise. If you don't have a garden, so be it. I always say, and I've said all the time, that if use what you have until you can get what you need. Use what you have. No spell is so strict that it won't work simply because you don't have one ingredient. Keep that in mind. How important is it to become a gatewalker? And if possible, what changes to your life have happened since Gatewalker has made me more spiritual than I've ever experienced? It's not important to become a gatewalker. You don't need to be a gatewalker to like perform spells or perform magic. It's just that it's intense, and it takes years. That's pretty much it. It weeds out people who are not really about that life. It is a very protective system of magic. It's very protective. It protects itself. I guarantee you it does. You know what I mean? You have to be like spiritually mature. You see what I'm saying? And willing to be about that magical life in order to get into gatewalking. Okay? There's a lot of information on YouTube about gatewalking, but it's really only the first initiation that it talks about. There's more to it that's not there on YouTube. All right? We addressed most of it pretty much as we could. We addressed it on the Gatewalkers dialogue, the 3 that we did, myself, Terrain Hicks, Warlock Asylum. It's not important, but it is a very spiritually adept system of magic. It is very intense, like I said, and it's very spiritually advanced. Okay. You truly have to be about that life. I hope that answered your question. At the beginning of it spells the word. Okay, give me a second. Let me look. All right, the very love spells. All right, okay, let's look at it together. Okay. All right, love spell. All right. Let's see. Okay. You talking about this one, I think. You stand by okay, I got you. Stand by is right there. Stand by the front door or in the garden on a Friday night. If you don't have a garden, you just don't have a garden. All right. Yeah, I remember this one now. Okay. All right. Okay. If you don't have a garden, that's not a big deal. Okay. It's not a big deal. Thanks for your attention to that. It's not a big deal to if you don't have a garden. Okay. Like I said, don't let one missing ingredient deter you from doing a spell or ritual. Don't let, you know what I mean? Use what you have until you can get what you need. You'll still be successful. I guarantee it. All right. You got to have that mindset. Okay. the spells really are you. All right. It's really you and your intent. That is the most important ingredient. You, your intent, your sincerity. That's the most important thing. We're about working with Tiamat. Same thing, not as intense as Pazuzu, but still kind of an older deity. You know what I mean? If you properly summon, you should never invoke. Let me say that. I'm glad you said that. You should never invoke a deity into yourself, especially if you're not spiritually prepared. Okay? Evoke, not invoke. You don't want to call in all that power into yourself. As grand as that sounds, your spiritual body might not be prepared for it. And you can go literally crazy. That's why these grimoires warn about it, about working with certain deities and spells. That's why they do that. I'm looking through the book too, can't find the garden part. It's right at the beginning, just like he said. Yes, a love spell. Yes, I got you. Yes, because Exu Moreko even causes psychological disturbances and issues in his right. Yes, thank you, Ethan. Exu is very intense. Okay, that's Palo Mayombe. No, sorry, Kimbanda. That's Kimbanda. Okay, that energy is very intense. If you never heard me say it before, I worked with Exu one time from working with Pambajira, and I had a very intense dream. I was looking across a street, and there's a man walking, melanated man. The next thing you know, in the next instant, he was right in my face and demanding a cigarette. And I'm like, whoa, bro, get out my face. And then I instantly woke up. Okay, that shit was intense, and it was it was very vivid. And this is me working with Exu. Okay, same thing that I'll say about any of these deities. Be properly prepared is the only thing that I'm saying. All right, I'm not trying to steer anybody from working with any of these deities. That's not what I do. I'm just saying be responsible when you do it. Because again, I will not be responsible for any psychological, spiritual, emotional damage done to anybody who decides to do anything that I mentioned on this channel. I won't be responsible for it. Okay? Okay. When it says stand by the door or in the garden. Yeah, if you ain't got a garden, you just don't have a garden. You just don't have one. Just stand by the door. Stand outside. Shit. It should still work. So how potent is that Javanese PDF? Everybody who I have given that PDF to says it has worked fantastically. I love the Javanese spell because it's always worked. And I've only used it to just get extra looks from people. Just like it says in the book. If you just want to get a second look by people, I just like seeing results. I've always liked seeing results. I'm going to it now. Okay, it says, where is it? All right, I've never done this on someone, but see right here, when you are ready to go out anywhere, but before stepping out the main door, recite the spell as below. See, try it and you will be sure to attract some sexy glances afterwards, not forgetting many compliments. It's just an attraction spell. Excuse me. Puchuk, Pinuk, Selara, Pinuk, Mari, Ditana, Dijari, Manis, Dudak, Rain Dunk, Berdiri, Rain Duck, Aku Jugar, Young, Dependung, Manis. And you do that 3 times. And then you got right after that the Java sex spell. Okay. All right. So everyone that I said, to answer your question, everyone that I've given this to, as a matter of fact, when I had the Facebook group, that was part of our group ritual, that particular spell that I just did. Not did, but I just said, recited. Okay. But it was in addition to other stuff like spraying yourself with a mixture of Florida water and rose water. See what I mean? So everyone that has used that book, they loved it. What do you think about magicians that utilize spirits to watch you and implement remote viewing? There are certain things that I think that you should have some kind of integrity. There's yet another one. This is called a peeping Tom. You know what I mean? This is why you should always protect yourself. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Okay? You should always protect yourself in your home, and there are ways to protect yourself from remote viewing. All right? Like I said, the questions y'all asking me are good questions. It's just that's the point of so much misinformation going around on social media. All right. You have to use discernment. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of this shit, I'm not the ones that's a gatekeeper. I'm not that. I'm just saying, just be responsible with some of this shit. All of it. I shouldn't say some of it, all of it. Exu and not Ishu, he may have wanted an offering. It was Exu, it wasn't Ishu. There's two different spirits. He may have wanted an offering. I'm not sure what that bastard wanted, but I don't work with him. After that incident, I didn't, and I was getting into arguments right after that. I was getting into argument, and I recognized shortly thereafter that's this nigga's energy. So I don't work with Ishu or Papa Legba or Exu for that reason. Their energies are intense. You know what I mean? This is why people used to say, don't work with Ishu. Ishu will fuck you up. That's what they were talking about. Okay? The energy is intense. You may not be prepared for it. You may not like it. All right? Aren't they one and the same? No, they are not. They are like cousins. All right? When I'm around my cousins, y'all can tell we are related. When I'm around my brothers, you're going to tell we're related. When you see me next to my sister, you can tell we're related. However, we're not the same people. Okay? Different energies, similar functions, not the same. They're not one and the same. Garden or not, ain't that what imagination is for? Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. That part. Yeah. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. I don't disagree with that. That's what imagination is for. Improvisation. Improvise. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying earlier in the live, the people are crashing out tremendously. Watch yourselves. Protect yourselves. Okay? Try and keep yourself from being remote viewed. Like I said, some people use this stuff to be bastards. They'll just use this to be creeps. I saw a clip recently. Young guy, too, being a creep in Walmart. Who the fuck does that? I can see going to a strip club, but you being a creep in Walmart? And even though he had handcuffs on, the cops had captured him. He still tried to get away. Like, where are you going? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, watching these clips and watching these people crash out, it is disturbing, y'all. It is a real life horror movie that we're in right now. Or somebody, I think it was Ultra Instinct, that said, you know, this ain't the Matrix, this is the Twilight Zone. It really is. How does Florida water and rose water work with the Javanese PDF? It's just a supplement. That's all. You know, Florida water is, you know, helps your aura. Rose water helps your aura. You see what I mean? It was just a supplement to the other stuff we were doing that month. It was February, and we was trying to see halfway into the month what the results would be. A lot of people say they got stared at, they got complimented a lot. People were coming on to them. You see what I'm saying? That's my own mixture, Florida water and rose water. All right, flows. That's improvising. Matter of fact, let me show y'all what we did that month. I think I still have it. Give me a second. I might not have it on this particular computer. I don't think I do. I don't. Sorry. I don't have it on this particular computer, y'all. I got the March ritual, group ritual, which we focused on money that month. Okay. But that was part of, like I said, a larger thing we were doing for the month. Every month we were doing some kind of group ritual, and that was part of it. They violate and again feel justified in their actions. Yes, indeed. And find inner peace. It's a blood moon eclipse, so the energy is high. A guy got arrested out here in Georgia for that. I wonder if that's the guy who you refer. No, I see a lot happening in Florida. Like, what the fuck is literally something in the water in Florida. Something's going on in Florida because them people are not normal. He can't afford to go to a strip club. Times are tough. But he was being a creep in Walmart. He was jacking off in Walmart. He was following women around. Young dude. That's another thing that they say when they get arrested. Can I have some water? Can I have some? When the cops are required to give you water and shit and accommodate you after they had to run after you for you doing dumb shit. Don't manhandle me. Don't touch me. The demands and the audacity of these niggas these days. They don't make niggas like they used to. What's up, Sister Righteous? Are my classes a similar format? No, I have classes on Sundays. That's when I do whole classes. And the students get the assignments and the books and the videos the next day. And then we meet a week after that to go over everything. That's how my classes are set up. But yeah, peeping toms and shit. I put Moldavite at my front door and wash it with ginger, the whole house. No drama in my house ever. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, Moldavite is really good. Okay, I missed that, and I washed my floors with them. Is that the lady who was smelling people butt? Oh no, I seen that one too. My God, people are being creeps, y'all. I'm telling y'all. I think it was Ultra Instinct that said it. Like, this ain't the Matrix. This is the fucking Twilight Zone. Just going around smelling people's asses. Florida water in Florida. Okay. I see what you did there. Alligators are in the water. Ancient creatures. That's got to be doing something. I have no idea what's going on with these people. Pay attention to these people. I'm telling y'all. Particularly the body cams, y'all. You will see some priceless shit. You know what I mean? You will see some priceless shit. Like I said, I got to type this out. And what you do when you get it is you put other name. If you wanted to use like Ishu or Exu or Pambajira, Shango, Ogun, Papa Legba. If you want to use Saint Peter, you know what I mean? Saint Cyprian, whoever. Okay. But what you do, you replace Jesus Christ and God and you use names and powers of ancient deities. or saints. All right. Make it your own. All right. I got to type it out though. And then, wow, time has flown by. I got to go. I got to smelling what? Excuse me. K9 jeans. I see what you did there. All right, y'all. I appreciate this session. Looks like I might have to start at 3 o'clock instead of 3:30 on Friday. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking maybe just do questions and answers on Fridays. You see what I'm saying? Still going over it, but I gotta go. You know what I mean? I have to go. This has been a blast for me. I hope it was a blast for you. I hope I answered your questions. Y'all have to be aware of these people. These people also, I think Tosh pointed out the other day that those people are shedding. All right. And if you look also, you'll see that the behavior of the people coming and going out of McDonald's, all right, and they are crashing out in fast food restaurants, all right. Pay attention to Facebook, the reels, all right. People are crashing out. You don't want to be nowhere near this shit. See what I'm saying? Okay. 3 p.m. What'd you say? 3 p.m. works. That's 4 p.m. You're free to. Okay. All right. Yeah. I think I'm going to do that. I think we'll have a question and answers. I appreciate all the questions. Y'all had some good questions today. And I hope I did my best to answer. I'll see y'all next time on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a great rest of your day, great rest of your weekend. Watch these people crash out. Just don't be a part of it. You know what I mean? They are literally giving the government, GUBMENT, and the pigs, COPS, they are giving these people literal ammunition on their own destruction. So I mean, you do not want to be near this shit. All right. Y'all have a good one. I'm the one and only. There's only one, the mystical, magical, hilarious, the diabolical one, Magick LaCroix. As I greet y'all, like I always do, namaste. Peace, y'all. Thanks to Kezi, Tosh, and my missus being stupid. It's been a stone blast, honey. I wish you love, peace, and soul. She's stupid. Night, Katrina. Just after 1:11. Oh, shit. Namaste. Get some sleep, Katrina. Peace, mind, ultra instinct, cosmic chaos. Isaac, though. Zoboy, the astrology villain of the zodiac. Brother Moore, Sister Righteous. Ultra Instinct. I think I said you already. Legacy Sigma. All right, y'all. I'm out this motherfucker for real. Peace. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. Peace. Ethan, you too. Peace, y'all.